1998. And so, as I said, we've come all this way and not yet really pointed out the most important thing about the series. At ESPN Bet Sportsbook right now, the New York Knicks are the favorites to win the East, and they are second favorites to win the championship behind only the Oklahoma City Thunder. The Knicks entered these playoffs at 30-1 to win the title. That ranked 7th among all teams.
You don't know how to feel right now. You don't know how to feel with those expectations.
Alan, you cover the Knicks on a regular basis. I mean, you and I are old enough that we go back. The last time the Knicks were even in a conference final was the year 2000. The last time they were in an NBA final was the strike-shortened year or lockout-shortened year of 99 when they lost in 5 to San Antonio. Before that, they played Houston with Ewing against Olajuwon in 94. Before that, the last time they'd been in the NBA Finals was 1973. So we are talking about a founding cornerstone franchise of the NBA that right this minute feels about as close to a shot at a title as it has in, at minimum, a quarter century and maybe more.
Think about all you said. They have never had these kind of expectations in high-definition television. Think about that for a minute. Everything they've done was standard definition, right? Like, that's how long ago.
I don't know if there was an internet the last time.
It was dial-up.
The internet was in its
You've got mail.
Infancy.
Yes.
That's how long ago we are talking about.
Yes. Wow. And this is what they've been building too. Now, again, the plan as they were building this team and the big moves they made in the offseason was to eventually get to a level where you can compete for a championship. I would tell you that even in that organization, they weren't expecting anything this quickly. They had to obviously build out the bench. There was some building, still more to do. They thought they got closer. The regular season told them not yet. But as Tom Thibodeau always says, each day you just want to get better. And this season, that's really what it's been. Each day they've gotten better. And then, of course, you got to take advantage of breaks that come your way. And right now, last season, the breaks went against them. They were one win away from the conference finals. They had a Game 7 in their home floor, and the whole roster got hurt. And they had nobody left by the end of that game, and the Pacers won and went on to the conference finals. So this year feels like sort of that redemption of, okay, that was us last year. Now they've got to believe it's their turn. And when they get to if I shouldn't say when, if they get to a conference final and they face the Pacers, which, by the way, they faced the Pacers the last 2 times they were in the conference final.
Yes.
But that series is not one that you would say that you might think they'll favor the Knicks, but I would not consider that to be an easy step to a finals. They know they'll have their hands full with that team, but that does feel like a little bit of a revenge factor kind of matchup if they can get there.
So both of those teams, both the Knicks and Pacers, have to win another game. It's premature to preview that. It's not premature to talk about what the Knicks are doing right now. And all of the attention, and rightfully so, will go to Jalen Brunson. He was sensational last night. But the much maligned Karl Anthony Towns, and I'd like to hear your perspective as a big man, because he does things in an unorthodox way. It's very difficult to sort of put into how if you were to sort of try and write down a bunch of adjectives to describe Karl Anthony Towns' game, it's not easy to do. But in the end, last night, 11 of 15 from the floor, 11 rebounds, 23 points. What did you see from Karl Anthony Towns last night?
I mean, he's a matchup problem no matter where he is. He labeled himself the best shooting big in the league. He can shoot it. He can take advantage of big guys from the perimeter. If you get him down in the paint, I love when he doesn't settle. He goes to the basket strong. He doesn't foul bait. He goes through contact. I love the fact that when he had Jason Tatum on him, he didn't settle. He didn't let him off the hook. He went straight at him.
That's the thing. It's enough with the best shooting big in the league. You know what the best shooting big in the league is? Not a person who you're going to win with. Last night, he was 0 of 3 from 3. Last night, he did it where he's supposed to. What, 9 layups last night or something like that? They get 7 feet tall. That's where he can make a difference. And last night, he did it in a huge way.
You know why I hated playing against UD in the NCAA tournament and what his career was in NBA? It was relentless physicality. I think it's the first time you saw that from Cat. Even with the offensive move when he hit him with the elbow over the head. Like, I'm like, okay, yeah, throw an elbow. Throw a bow. Like, set the tempo, set the standard for what you want. I also have to give a shout out to, I mean, Tibbs did a coaching move where after Jalen Brunson went on his run, he gave him some time to sit going into the fourth quarter, and Mikal Bridges took over with the middies. Do not discount that. He hit multiple middies back to back to back to back, and they were all fadeaway, tough shots in traffic.
All back, baby. He's been in his fourth quarters. We talk about Brunson as being Captain Clutch. Bridges in this series in fourth quarters, between defensive plays that you talked about, UD, and also what you're talking about with because they were getting switched on to Brunson, and Brunson was killing both of them.
I just want to say one thing, and it's a bigger picture. Think about the fact that Luka and Jalen Brunson were on the same team for a second. They're no longer with Dallas Mavericks. Think about the way everything has transpired with Luka Doncic and obviously Body, JJ Redick talk about we need to be in championship condition.
Yes.
This dude is in championship condition.
Brunson is.
Oh, Jalen Brunson is in championship condition. Jalen Brunson is the bona fide leader of this team who comes in early, stays late every single day, takes the physicality, plays through it. You never question his heart or his will on either end of the floor, do you?
And the true definition of conditioning is not how fast you get tired, how fast you recover. When I looked at that last game and I saw him leaning over, I thought Jalen Brunson was done. When he came back the last game, the energy was up. He really stood on business. So to your point, his conditioning is top notch.
Let me put up C6 here. Jalen Brunson has 301 points and 80 assists in 10 games of this postseason. He is the 7th player. Look at the names on that list. Oh, man. He is the 7th player to average 30 points and 8 assists through his first 10 games of a postseason. If I'm not mistaken, every name on that list was on the top 75 except for Jokic, who clearly will be a first ballot Hall of Famer. He's just too young to have been on that list. Right, so you're talking about absolute epic all-time legendary greats and Jalen Brunson.
Shortest guy on the list.
Oh, by a wide margin.
Shortest dude. I mean, Jerry West, 6'3.5".
Yeah.
Shortest guy on the list. You know how difficult that is against trees?
Yeah. He plays the point guard position like a big man.
Yeah, he does.
He uses his size, he uses physicality and footwork. It's like Hakeem Olajuwon in a guard's body.
But I will tell you one thing about him being so physical is he knows how to draw fouls. And as a defender, that is a nightmare when the person is actually initiating the contact, and then when you try to get physical back, boop, it's a foul and he goes to the free throw line. There's a mental side of that as well. Not taking nothing away from what Jalen Brunson does and who he is, but that also impacts the defender
That's
as well.
a part of his game. That's a part of what makes him effective.
When I sat courtside game 3, I literally heard a conversation between Derek White and the referee, and Derek White was like, hey, I was trailing him. He jumped back into me, and the ref was like, no, it's a foul. And Derek was like, well, what am I supposed to do? Like, what am I supposed to do? Yeah. And like the ref looked at him and was like, I don't know what to tell you.
What the hell you want me to do?
There's nothing you can do.
I just love that Jay just.
That was a subtle flex.
When I was sitting courtside.
Subtle flex.
You know what? I ain't catch that.
Yeah, subtle flex.
On us. Definitely flexed on us.
Right after Timothy Chalamet dapped me up, I heard Jalen Brunson saying that. I'll say just one other quick thing.
I went for Kendall.
You talk about how Jalen Brunson is a little guy playing like a big guy. Finally, last night, Karl Anthony Towns stopped being a big guy who plays like a little guy. I remember he came into my studio right when he graduated, before he got drafted, number 1. He and Calipari came in to do Mike and Mike. And he talked at great length and was so proud of how when he was growing up in New Jersey, his dad made him learn all his point guard skills. Because at first he wasn't that tall and whatever. And so he has point guard skills, which is phenomenal. But at the end of the day, sometimes you need to remind him, you're 7 feet tall. Yeah. Go put your big behind down there and do something with it.
He's going to have a matchup issue no matter what it is. If it's a 7-footer, he's going to be able to go to perimeter. But with that being said, once those guys do close out, you have to take advantage of that, use your foot speed, get in the paint, create for others, and go strong.
I thought he was a huge difference.
There's a weird video out of him chasing down Jason Tatum, and somebody's voicing it over. I'm going to tell you, that was not the cat that you saw last game.
Okay, so
different man.
Different man. That series is now 3-1. So is the series at West. Let's go to San Francisco and show you the highlights. Game 4, T-Wolves and Warriors. This is just not the series we would love to have been because of that, because Steph Curry continues to sit out. Now watch this. Jay Will, Anthony Edwards during pregame, and then he does the night-night celebration.
Just give you my real reaction to how I see him play.
But look,
damn! Oh my God!
2 people? What?
30-footer.
He just yanked him right to left, back into Draymond Green, and that's a bucket. And look what he tells him. Give me a close-up. Yeah, you can't blink with me. You can't. You can't do that.
I think we all know what he was saying. Wolves down 2 going into halftime. And then they just went crazy.
Traffic.
Went on 3.
Oh, my God.
Timberwolves go on a 17-0 run that turns this from a game into not a game.
Thanks for coming.
Come on, Jimmy.
And going back the other way and watch Anthony Edwards. Why give it up when you can just do that?
You know, I hated that line. He just wants it more. I hate it, but that's so true in this situation.
He's got all the attitude in the world. 30 points and 5 assists for him.